Ellis Williams here with Mary Kay Cabot, wrapping up a Wednesday practice. It was a wet, rainy day in Berea, so the Browns practiced indoors, and now we are inside as well. But we still have plenty of updates for y'all, starting with Odell Beckham Jr. OBJ participated in Browns practice today. During the portion open to the media, we saw him look pretty lively and active. He was leading all wide receivers in drills. So, Mary Kay, Kevin Stefanski also talked about Odell Beckham's status for Sunday's game. What can you tell us?
Well, first of all, this was the first time that Odell Beckham Jr. was full go in practice. Now, we can't see the whole practice. Reporters are only allowed now to watch about the first 15, 20 minutes of practice. So when it comes to 11 on 11s, we don't get to see exactly what goes on in those drills. But Odell looks like Odell has all throughout training camp. He looks really, really good, really physically healthy, fast. He can cut on a dime. He can reach up and grab a one-handed pass. He can do all of the Odell things that we expect him to do. So as I wrote a couple of days ago, I do expect him to play in this game. I think he has a good chance. Kevin Stefanski wouldn't rule him out, but I also think the fact that he is full go today bodes well for Sunday's game against the Bears.
Yeah, of course. And with no Jarvis Landry, it'll be vital to get Odell out there. This wide receiver core needs as much help as it can get, especially veteran leadership. Let's talk about Odell Beckham Jr.'s quarterback, Baker Mayfield, who is nursing that the sore shoulder. Today, in the portion open to media, you saw him not really forcing the ball downfield, lighter, shorter throws to Odell. Mary Kay, what have you noticed and what do you keep hearing about Baker's shoulder?
Well, as I reported the other day, Baker Mayfield underwent an MRI on that sore left shoulder, and it showed no structural damage. So they will probably take it a little easy on him. And, he might have to wear a little wrap or something on it during the game. He will get treatment on that throughout the week because, as we know, the shoulder popped out and he had to pop it back in. And that's going to result in some soreness. And even though it's his non-throwing shoulder, it still does impact your torque and all the things that you have to try to do. So I do think that, he'll probably take it a little easy at times during the week. But I don't really think by the time he gets to Sunday, it will affect the game plan too much.
Yeah, another interesting injury report for the Browns this week as they started that Wednesday practice. You notice a lot of important names, specifically on the offensive line. Mary Kay, whose name caught your eye there as you go over the injury report?
Well, first and foremost, of course, it's Jed Wills Jr. with the ankle injury. Blake Hance came in and replaced him. So that's definitely something to keep an eye on. You don't want him out there hobbling around on the ankle if he can't do it. He's going to want to go. But it just remains to be seen if that's the right choice or if they should shake things up a little bit. The other guys, are no big deal. JC Treader, he's not going to practice much during the week with that knee injury, and then Chris Hubbard is still out with the triceps.
Yeah, and during the portion of practice open to media, you saw Blake Hens taking those left tackle reps, working alongside Joel Bitonio. So, like you said, if it's neither of those guys can go, you expect Blake to step in. But it seems like Jedrick is going to be getting back to practice at some point this week. Let's switch to the Chicago Bears. Some interesting news out of Chicago. Greg Newsome talked to media today and said that this team was preparing for both Andy Dalton and Justin Fields. Then about an hour later, it comes out that they won't need to be preparing for Andy Dalton. Mary Kay, what can you tell us about the Chicago Bears quarterback situation?
Well, Matt Nagy did come out today on Wednesday and announce the former Ohio State Buckeyes quarterback will make his NFL starting debut Sunday at FirstEnergy Stadium in the state where he was made wildly famous. So that's a big deal. Obviously, so many fans that are going to be in those stands are also Justin Fields fans too. So this is going to be really interesting. I think, is going to have a lot of extra juice to start his first NFL game. It's the third straight mobile quarterback the Browns are going to face. Okay, so I think that's very, very significant. And as Kevin Stefanski put it, the rush and the coverage have to go hand in hand. And when you get in the location of a Justin Fields, a Tyrod Taylor, Patrick Mahomes, one of these guys, you've got to try to get them down. Not going to be easy. These guys can run. And so another huge challenge for the Browns defense.
Yeah, and another tough task. It was clear that the Browns didn't have a lot of tape on Tyrod Taylor and that Texans offense, and it hurt them early, and they're not going to really know what to prepare for Justin Fields. So it'll be all the athletes on deck to prepare for Fields in those legs, as you mentioned. That's a wrap following Wednesday practice. Keep it locked on cleveland.com/Browns for all your updates, and don't forget to become a Football Insider subscriber. All you got to do is click the blue banner at the top of the page.